Ellis, this linebacking core, I know they took one that's kind of a developmental guy. It still is an area that concerns me. When you look at this linebacking core, what do you see, and what needs to happen for them to be at least a good to average NFL defense in that linebacking core?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you label Jacob Phillips' selection as developmental, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And in fact, I think there was a method to the madness behind Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski coming out before the draft and saying, we don't expect these guys to contribute right away, a natural way to lower expectations. But given the situation in that room that you just laid out, there's going to be opportunity galore for one of these young guys to make a name for themselves. I mean, just last year at 21 years old, 22 years old, Mack Wilson came in, started 14 games, had a memorable interception, looked lost at times, but again, he's 22. Now you got Phillips coming in, played opposite Patrick Queen. For all the draft picks PFF loved of the Browns, of 3 top 25 selections in Wills, Dilpitt, and Elliott, they weren't so high on the Phillips selection. I think he was like number 187 on their board. But nonetheless, the Browns go get him with one of their higher picks. And I can see why, again, running opposite Patrick Queen, who got all the hype and well-deserving, goes to the Baltimore Ravens in the first round. Well, Phillips actually led the team in tackles. And tackles can be kind of a misleading stat, especially now as we get more information, analytics, that whole game. But still, you like to see at least how much he's involved in around the football. What I'm trying to say is, though this room is thin and the Browns don't expect rookies to contribute, especially later round rookies, he's going to have an opportunity to. Taki had every chance last year for the most part, and it didn't seem that he could get on the field. Maybe that changes. Maybe a great summer changes that. BJ Goodson's a guy they're probably going to rely on right away. He's the only older person in the room, if you will, and he's 26 years old. It's a young and inexperienced group that has a ton of opportunity. And though Phillips may not be ready, much like Mack Wilson last year, he may just get thrown into it. And the defense is fine with that, as you alluded to. They're built up front to win and to cover on the back end. This linebacker crew is going to be a work in progress. And clearly Joe Woods and the Browns defense are fine with that right now.
What do you think the Browns got in Goodson? You mentioned him. He's the free agent that they signed that has played in the NFL, played with the Packers. Who is he? What type of player is he?
Yeah, he's a downhill run stopper. He gets in, he gets gritty, he gets nasty towards the line of scrimmage. Good instincts when it's run. Now, you put him in tough situations, play action, he just shouldn't be on the field on third down regardless. That's where he really struggles. And that's what you worry about in the NFL now, especially let's look at this AFC North. You got to draft to win your division, right? Well, the Baltimore Ravens, you don't know if it's run or pass on first, second, or third down with that team. So yes, they led the league in rushing attempts and yards, and you think a guy like BJ Goodson helps in that scenario. Just go turn on the Green Bay Packer versus San Francisco 49er tape. I don't care which game you do it at, but let's look at the NFC Championship. Kyle Shanahan would come out in heavy personnel. He'd have 3-4 people in the backfield, and by the snap, he's in an empty backfield, and BJ Goodson's out there trying to cover Matt Breida or Kyle Juszczyk or something, and it just was the mismatch, and we all remember the slaughter that was. So I worry about Goodson when you get look, there's only one Kyle Shanahan. There's probably only 4 or 5 schemers and play callers like him. So there might not be too much worry there, but at his best, when everything's on the line, I don't know if BJ Goodson's a guy that you can be out there, but is he serviceable? Can he stop the run? Can he be in there on early downs and be trusted? Of course, and I think he'll win that middle linebacking job to start. Just because, again, with him being the veteran in the room, he's going to be that presence while some of these younger guys learn the ropes.